Welcome back to CHG podcast, everybody.
Merry
That's David.
Christmas.
No, it's not Merry Christmas yet. Not this one. And
Then why are you wearing a
one,
Christmas hat?
because it's December. You can say Merry Christmas on like the next one or the one
Merry
after that.
December.
Happy holidays. Early happy holidays. I
Feliz
guess is what
December.
isn't it? Feliz Navidad.
That's Merry Christmas.
What are you saying?
Happy December. If Feliz means happy. Anyway,
No,
let's go.
All right. Well, I'm RJ. That's David over there, and we're CHG. This is our podcast, our video game podcast, where we try to have intellectual conversations about video games in the industry and shit like that, while also making fun of it and laughing a lot.
Yeah.
So we're gonna kind of this unfortunately needs to be a fast one. I know we missed out last week, but we're gonna speed this one up a little bit faster than the others. Dave had a finals, and he put my schedule back, the schedule that I curate every day with love for myself, and he has ruined it as he usually does.
Yep.
And I think this is just him getting back all the times I've been late for shit when he was in Washington. I think he's still trying to get back at me 4 years later.
Yeah, it'll be a while. It'll be a while.
We're about even. We're getting about even. I don't owe you anymore. Anyway, so we're gonna get right on to it. With what we're playing, I'll go first this time. So I wrapped up F1 2011 on my PS3 a little bit ago. I didn't play it on my account because you can't, because the online, it works, but you need a VIP pass, like the online passes, and those don't. It's been delisted from the PlayStation Store, and if you were to get a code in the wild, if it was unused, apparently they expired in 2016. So there was no hope for me getting the online trophy. So I played it on my other account just to say that I played it and kind of just see the progression. So and I did all that, got all the trophies I could get, and I moved on. And I'm now playing 2012, which that online works, and you can get the VIP pass still and everything. So playing 2012, it's not bad. There's some things I like, some things I don't, compared to 2011, 2010. I'm not even going to go through it. It doesn't matter. But yeah, that's what I've been mostly playing. But I also, since last time we spoke, so after I finished Crash 4 on my PS4, I live streamed the last level. It was like a short, like half-hour live stream, so I actually got the level done really quickly.
Nice. Congratulations.
I mean, granted, I had played it the day before, so I knew so I could kind of get used to it. But still, like, I still ended up it only took me like 4 tries, and I got it.
Nice.
So, I finished that, got the platinum, and then I was like, well, there's a PS5 version, and that I get a free upgrade and everything, and I also saw that you can just transfer your save to the PS5 version, and it'll like get rid of it'll auto pop most of, like, half of the trophies in the game, but more importantly, they'll auto pop all of the hard ones, like getting all the insanely perfect relics, getting all the time trial relics, basically beating the game. So the only thing it doesn't do is like a lot of miscellaneous trophies, like some small little things, and
like the counting ones, the ones that you can't just record.
No. It's like okay, it's like things like little, like, miscellaneous tasks that have nothing to do with the game. It's just fun, like something fun to do, like something fun that's in the game that wants you to interact with.
Gotcha.
For instance, I don't know what game it would be, but like in a game, it would be like a trophy for like pet the dog. You know, like that's nothing about the game. So it's like things like that
Gotcha.
are in the levels. You actually have to be in the levels though to do them. Remember when we first played it?
I was about to say,
you're in the TV and you can spin it a few times.
And I got
like
the sombrero.
Shit
I
like
got the thing on my head.
Yeah, the sombrero. Yeah. Like, so, like, there was a trophy to actually hit the TV 4 times, let the TV go through all the Crash games.
Mm-hmm.
Shit like that. Okay. You had to do things like that within certain levels that had them. And then there's like a couple. There's actually a couple. There was some party play modes in that game, like 2 of them. So you needed to do those again. And yeah, but that was it. But however, my dumbass wanted to play the game again completely. Mainly because I wanted to see.
You said you would never do it again.
Well, here's the thing: I didn't beat the game completely. I beat the game, but I didn't like get any of the like the time trial relics, and like I was just playing for shits and giggles. I really wanted to play because I wanted to see what the loading times were like, because the loading times in PS4 version are fucking terrible, as you know, and so I wanted to just see how it was. And like honestly, that's how it like the PS5 load times. I'm sure for Xbox Series X. That's how it fucking should be. The loading times on that are exactly how it should be. Like, and it blows my mind, like why they're like even on the Insane Trilogy kind of was a little long too sometimes, but Crash 4 was just fucking way too long, and I have
the
no
SSD,
idea
bro.
why. Yeah, okay. PS1 could have done the exact same loading speeds, but that's fine. Yeah, so I was really happy. It made the game a lot more enjoyable because of how fast the load screens were. Like it made it so much more fun.
When you're dying so much, popping back into the level pretty fast.
And also it was really nice, like sometimes when you beat the game on like crazy difficulties, you had like basically master the shit. It's fun sometimes to go back and see like how fast you breeze through it again, because you know so much compared to when you played it just starting fresh. So I also wanted to play it for that too. So I ended up actually playing enough to get all of the costumes again as I went through all the levels. And I actually did want to see how hard it would get the insanely perfect relics. And honestly, bro, like it took like no time at all. Like the only thing I didn't do was get the perfect relics, like the time trial relics. That's the only thing I didn't do. And I still got everything within like under 20 hours. Whereas my initial playthrough was almost 80. So, which is still apparently that's still on the fast side compared to a lot of like on I think it was on Reddit or another website where people were posting up how long it took them, and people were hitting triple digits, easy 100, 200. I'm like, oh fuck. Am I a baller or something? Like I got 80. I mean, granted, some dude said he got it done in 60, and shit, bro. So I felt pretty good about it at the end of everything. I thought 80 was going to be crazy, but nah. Still too long for a Crash game, though. Let me put that out there. But yeah, so I got the button for PS5 version of Crash 4, and just wrapping up, just continuing on F1 2012. Oh, I wrapped up WRC 4 as well on PS3. I got the remaining my second copy came in the mail, so I could play it on my second PS3, so I could self boost it online with myself. And that sounds kind of naughty, self boost with myself.
You boosting yourself all the time.
Man. That's hey, every night, all night, bro. And so I got the last trophies for that. So wrap that up. So now my focus is just F1 2012, and yeah. I downloaded Far Cry Classic on PS3, so I'm ready to start that once I'm done with F1. But yeah, it's me. Have you been playing anything with finals up, or?
I mean, not really. I've had to write a couple finals papers and study for a final, not a final, but like the final exam. I didn't have any traditional finals like tests or anything like a cumulative knowledge tests. Just big papers and just the last test of the year in another class. So it was actually pretty light. But no, that's taking up most of my time. I played Pokemon a little bit, and I'm glad to say that your Pokemon can follow you outside the Pokeball. You got to get to like the 4th city to unlock it, which is kind of bullshit. Like, there's no reason. Like, there was no story reason other than like, oh, you got to the friend park. Now you know how to let your Pokemon out of the Pokeballs. Like, what the? So whatever. It's in there. It's kind of stupid. Okay, so like, depending on your Pokemon, what Pokemon you have out. So like, if they're like the little Pokemon with little itty bitty legs, their run animation is so slow that you leave them in the dust. So they're constantly like, you constantly like run and they're out of screen, and then all of a sudden they'll just like release from the Pokeball and come back in screen, but then you'll leave them again. So that's like, why? Like, just have them stick with your running speed. Like, just have them a little bit behind you. Like, I don't know why they had to accurately represent their, stride length, but whatever. I'm still happy overall. They still need to implement more options. We need to have the ability to take the XP share off. Like, it's great for people like you who don't like the grind and who's okay being what I'm like 10 levels over leveled at this point, and I haven't really grinded. Like, I don't fight wild Pokemon anymore, and I'm still like 10 levels over leveled at my weakest Pokemon. I've literally had to just exchange out my entire team but one Pokemon because I didn't want them to be over leveled. And like, you shouldn't have to do that. I wish that they would just be like, hey, XP share off. There you go. Like it used to be. Even when they implemented this whole, the entire party gets XP share, they had an on-off switch that you could do with it. And now they're just like, fuck it. So they should have that, bar none. Like, that should be in the game. Like, it's stupid. It's not. Of course, I also want like a built-in Nuzlocke mode would be fucking awesome. Of course, they're never gonna do that because Pokemon don't die. So they'll never.
That's a good point.
They'll never have that. They won't. They will never have it.
You can't have a permadeath in a Pokemon
exactly.
game.
That just. But all the kitties will cry.
But the XP thing, that's something you could easily just slap into like the accessibility options.
They did it before. This is not a crazy like idea that they've never done before. They did it. So, but anyway, I think it's good. It's fun. The Pokemon sprites, seeing them in 3D is dope. I love it. Like, they have, not for every attack, but for a lot of attacks, they actually have like specific animations for that attack. Like in the past games, if it was a physical attack, the Pokemon would do a generic like jump forward or something. If it was a non-physical, they would do like a shift or something. This time, like waterfall, like your Pokemon rides up a waterfall at the Pokemon. For knockdown, it like raises the Pokemon up in the air and then drops it down. So there's a little bit cool visuals. I haven't beat it yet, just because I was so strapped for time. But after I beat it, I'm gonna do some shiny farming, so I can play the entire game of shiny Pokemon. I've never, in my entire life of playing Pokemon, I've never caught a shiny in a mainline game. I caught one in Let's Go Pikachu, but I don't count that because their Pokemon, their shiny odds, you can get it to like 1 in 40 chance. So it's not that bad.
Also, that's not a mainline game, so.
Well, yeah, and it's not a mainline game, and I don't count it because of that. And this one, you can get your chances down to 1 in 400 or something like that. But yeah.
That ain't no 1 in 8,196.
Yeah, whatever.
Like us OGs know. Us OGs know all about that.
Yeah, I've never caught one. I've never seen one in my game at all. Never. Other than, of course, the red Gyarados that's in every gold, but whatever. That doesn't count.
You can't count that. You can't count
and,
that.
So, yeah, other than Pokemon, my wife has got on another kick of Stardew Valley. So we are playing Stardew Valley in our hangout time. So, yeah.
Quick question. Yep. Don't go on a tangent. Quick question, though.
Okay.
With the XP share, since you could easily be over-leveled, does that come into contention with the fact that you need so many badges to tame your Pokemon?
No.
And if you don't have enough, did they get rid of that?
No, it's still there, but again, it's like once you get to like I could be wrong, but I think it's like the 4th badge, and it's level like 50 or 70 or something like that.
Yeah, I know. Okay, late game it doesn't matter, but early game it matters.
Yeah,
because like in the first gym,
I think it's level like when you get to gym 40, I think it's level 70, and I think at gym 40, the gym's Pokemon were like 30 something.
Yeah, they're in their 30s by the 4th. But I'm thinking about like, it's usually an issue in the early game before the 4th. I'm talking like the first 3 gyms. It's usually
I didn't see any.
Did you?
No,
I
didn't have that.
Okay, now I still have the old school mentality because I have not played past Gen 4, but back in the day it was you needed, so for Pokemon in your game not traded, you could tame them up to level 10 or something like that, but you needed the first gym badge, and then or something like that. But then the second gym, you had up to level 30, and that included traded Pokemon. But like if you had traded Pokemon, like my cheating ass did, I ran into so many problems because obviously they're way over leveled, and I only had the first badge. Like the Pokemon that I caught in the game itself were fine, but all the traded ones, which was most of the team, would start disobeying like straight up Charizards all over the place. So I was just curious if that was an issue since you said you'd be so over leveled.
No, just because they might have. I'm not sure if they did, but yeah, by the time I had like my 4th badge, it didn't matter because it's all.
Yeah, I mean, I know by the time you hit the 4th gym, it's smooth sailing.
But so no.
And same thing for the old games too. Like once I was like, just gotta make it to the 4th gym. Just gotta make it to the 4th gym.
But yeah,
and then like once I did, we're gold.
Yeah, I didn't have any problems with it.
All right. Well, anyways, we're gonna kind of mix things up today, so there's gonna be no fun question. But I do want to bring up some funny little things that I've been noticing or been seeing, reading, or whatever. Maybe David's seen them, maybe he hasn't. But they're funny. They're fuck ups from Xbox and Sony, which has been hilarious, and making people really mad. Now, who and how many? It's probably a minority. But obviously, like David said before, the bad news is what gets shown, and that's what gets talked about, and that's what we're going to talk about. So Xbox, let's start with Xbox because theirs is a little bit smaller, not as big. So Halo Infinite dropped. As every Xbox person knows,
they're online, not the real game.
No, I thought the campaign's out now.
Is it?
The campaign's out now. Oh. Yeah, cool. The campaign's out. It's been reviewed and everything now.
Really?
It came out I think this week. I don't know about that.
But I know all their launches are, so it would be on Game Pass.
Oh well, hold on. Let me.
It was early. I'm checking right now.
Oh, I'm checking right now too. But you'll probably beat me though.
We'll edit this out.
Oh, it's today. It says as of today's recording, December 8th. The campaign releases globally December 8th. Well, what do you know? That's when we're recording this. So yeah, the Halo's.
Yep, Infinite. Here it is.
Yep, there it is. Right
Downloading
there.
it.
Do you even play Halo?
I'll play the campaign.
Whatever. Anyway, so it came out, but the multiplayer obviously has been out for a little while, a couple weeks ago, and people obviously are losing their minds, or some people are getting pissed off about the online, and so I don't know that much about it. I never played Halo myself, but I guess the game uses playlists. I don't know what that means, but it uses playlists for its multiplayer, and there isn't one for Slayer, which I think is that game's team deathmatch, and people are mad. I was like seeing shit on Reddit and stuff like that. People were just like, "This is utter bullshit. How is there not one of these yet?" And like so, and I guess there's some other things that just aren't in the game at the moment for multiplayer. And like Bungie, not good. 343 is they're not putting out like a major or like an update to this anytime soon because they want to do a lot more than just slap on Slayer.
Well, okay.
They want to do way more than that. So like they're taking the time, but people are just like,
okay, this is why
now.
This is why
it's really funny.
Hate gamers, man. Like sometimes this game was not supposed to be out yet, guys. Like,
what do you mean?
They released the multiplayer like 2 months before it was supposed
ago. It was like 2 weeks ago.
When was this supposed to come out? I
thought it was supposed to come out now. I thought that like it got delayed earlier this year, way earlier this year. That was like the last delay it had.
No, but they dropped the multiplayer early.
Yeah, like 2 weeks ago.
Whatever. Fine. They dropped it early. Regardless of when they dropped it early. Like if there's some missing stuff, whatever. Don't like, would you rather had it now early? And it's not like it's broken like Battlefield is. It's playing very well. Like that's the funny thing. Yeah. All the reviews I've heard, all the people online that I've heard,
this isn't a review. It's not part of a review thing. It's just something like an omission that may not get mentioned in a review.
I don't know. I'm just like, it was released early. It's playing good. Like, and maybe because mention it, but
it might be because like since it got released. I mean, yeah, it's released before the campaign, but people might just look at those as just two separate full releases, not like here's the first half, and then now, but it's early and not complete, and then now here's the campaign. I don't know. I think people might just look at it and be like, okay, that's the full release for the multiplayer, and then so it's like I expect it to have everything I want in it. I'm just playing devil's advocate. I don't care.
I think it's
But just as a rebuttal to what you said, but yeah. Anyways, but that was Xbox. I think that's still kind of minor though.
Yeah.
Overall, Sony's is a lot more kind of head scratching. So the smaller thing is that so Uncharted Legacy Collection or whatever is coming out PS5 and PCs next year, and for some odd reason, the Uncharted 4 and Uncharted Lost Legacy, the digital versions on the store, have both been removed from the store, just like what happened with Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah.
And people were just like, bro, are you serious? So that was really funny. But the bigger thing was next month's, or I guess December's PlayStation Plus games they haven't been launched just yet, but I think they'll be here really soon as of this recording. And I forget what all three of them are, but the two that matter are Mortal Shell and Godfall. And so at first, when we saw the three games, we were like, oh, fuck. Like, this is a really good month. Like, a really good month. Because honestly, bro, like, last half a year has been shit. Like, there's been maybe one game out of the three that have been, like, really, really good. But then, like, it's, like, bullshit. Like, the other two games. And, like, they try to, like, throw in, like, here's extra VR games. And it's, like, great for, like, the 2% of all PlayStation owners have a VR, right? It's, like... So this month I was actually really excited. I was like, oh, snap. Here's the thing. So Mortal Shell, so you can download, it's the full game, whatever. Now it's just for the PS4 version, not the PS5 enhanced version. But if you download the PS4 version through PS Plus, there's no option to upgrade to the PS5 enhanced edition at all. Like, you can't even, I don't even know if you can even pay for it. I think you have to just buy a PS5 version separately of the game. And so I could see why people being upset. Part of me is like, I feel like you guys are just trying to just like like pull a fast one on Sony. But then other part of me is like, I could kind of see what you guys are getting at. You know, at least allow people to do, maybe not get like the full game for free. I think that's a little too much, because otherwise it's like, why not just have done that, like done the PS5 version
at the beginning, yeah.
But like, at least allow, like, I don't know, the $10 upgrade or the $20 upgrade, or I don't know, something like that, right? Like a discounted upgrade path to get it if you wanted it, right? There's not even, I don't know, as far as I know, it's not even that. So people were just like, the fuck. The bigger thing is Godfall. So, and I had to read like 3 articles to make sure I understood properly, because it was so, at first it sounded so like just so like confusing. Okay, so it's not Godfall. It's not the full game Godfall. It is some special Challenger edition. And so I was like, what the fuck? At first I thought like, oh, what's Challenger edition? That sounds cool. Is this some special? It's like, is this the deluxe edition we're getting? Bro, the farthest thing
it's like a
from
demo.
it. Like, so all right, so here it is. So this version of the game has only end game content, so it doesn't have the main campaign or anything. And when you start the game, you actually go straight to level 50. I don't know if that's the cap, but it sounds like it is. But you go straight to level 50 and you just start in the end game. I don't know exactly what that is, but whatever that end game is, that's all you have in this edition. And if you want to get the main campaign and the DLC, because there was like some story expansion DLC, you have to like buy this deluxe edition, which is like $30, I think. Now I don't know how much. I had never even heard of the Challenger edition. I didn't even know it was a thing.
Exclusively made just for this.
It fucking might be. I don't know. So I don't know how much this Challenger edition costs. But if it costs like, let's say $30, and then the other half of the content's other $30 is like, so you basically, it's like you just the full price of the game, but you just cut it in half, and you just gave half of it to all of us, but you gave us the end part of the half. Like, why would you start us at the end of the game? It's like how you said with Forza Horizon, where you start out already being a fucking badass, like with your cars and shit. It's like, no, here, welcome to the game. You're level 50. You don't know how you got there, and here's all this endgame content, which you usually need to have understanding of the game and mechanics and like the lore to know what's going on and why you're doing all this shit. But here you go. Okay, so we're getting a $15 version
$15.
of. I think that this was on PS. This is on PS5, and I think that one is actually. I think actually that one was $70. So we're getting a $15 version of a $70 game for the PS5 game of the month for December. So as you may expect, people were not happy about that because, like you said, this is a fucking glorified demo. So. But like
All
a
right.
game
So the
models,
description is
it's the script is crazy.
instantly unleash Godfall's power. Godfall Challenger Edition. Immediately unlock a maximum level Valor Plate. Spoils with you with skills, points, and equips. So basically, it's the cheat mode to get to the end level content. Like people who don't want to play through Godfall buy this to get boosted to level 50.
But here's the weird thing about it, right? And I was reading in this trophy forum, right, to confirm something about the trophies, because people were like, if this is only the end game, and even though we get all the skill points that we would normally have up at level 50, it's like, but you can't get any of the story trophies because there's no way to go back unless you buy that deluxe edition. So it's like, what? Like who in a game that's not just like an online shooter like COD, Battlefield, Halo, right? Not many other games are just about getting to the end game. Like not many games are like that.
It's a weird,
or like getting to like the ending part early.
The end game is for like once you've experienced all the story and you just want to do more with the character that you've built in the normal game.
Yeah, like there's no point. Like how are you supposed to make it's like, here's the game, here's make a build. Like, well, why? I want to go find this stuff. That's more rewarding. No, here you go.
Yeah.
Make your build. It's like, that's not a build. Like, it's like using a pre-constructed amount of builds. Like, no, I want to customize my own shit. Yeah. Like Neo, you could argue, is all about the end game. As a Neo player myself, it's all like, if you go to any Reddit page, people will be like, I'm struggling, this and that, questions, and like, no. Once you beat the game, trust me, everything opens up, and like the real end game, like you're now at end game. Like, beat the other difficulties, get your gear up, and then go to the depths, the abyss, and all that stuff, and you'll have a blast. But everyone will still tell you though that like, enjoy the first playthrough.
Yeah, I as someone who's never finished Neo, as I do with most games, I thoroughly enjoyed it. So I like it.
I couldn't imagine if the game was literally like the abyss is like the end game for like the ultimate end game for Neo, and it's just a boss rush thing. Like you just go through floor to floor to floor. There's a boss or a couple bosses in each floor. That's all you do. You can go these little zones to kind of take off debuffs that are put on you, but other than that, that's it. I can't even imagine to you what kind of my experience if the game was literally like, here's the abyss. That's it. No explanation of the game.
Hey,
no explanation of the
we finished the game for you. We played it. Great game.
Would recommend.
Here you go. Here's the game that's finished. Go ahead and play the rest.
Yeah, but here's the rest of it though. Oh, you want to play the rest? You want to play the other part we finished? You can pay for that.
It's like it's like playing Mario Kart. Yet the only track you can play is Rainbow Road,
which is like the hardest track. So it's like no. It's like any game where like that have difficulty settings, like not Dark Souls or stuff like that. Like games that have proper difficulty settings, but they're only like. The only one you have is the hardest one.
Yeah.
Here you go.
Mortal Kombat, but you can only fight Shao Kahn.
Oh god. Oh gosh. And we took out all the pause menus. You don't have a tree.
No combo list.
No combo
list. This is the end game. You should know what you're doing by now.
No help. No FAQ. No nothing for you. Now, granted, I don't own it. I'm not even going to download it. It's not worth my time. So who knows? Maybe it does. Maybe it will have like some, like it'll still give you tutorials or something. But like, still, even if all the tutorials in the world cannot replace actually playing a game. And so it's like, I don't want to have to go through this when I'm fighting end game shit. I want to do it when I can with level 1 people, so I know what I'm doing. It's like, I don't want to be testing this on level 50 people or whatever. Like, that's stupid. Doesn't make for a good time. And also, okay, you said it was $15. The Deluxe edition, I believe, was $30 to upgrade. It's only a $45 game. This game was $70. when it came out.
So on the list, and this was probably for PlayStation 5, so it might be different.
Yeah,
The deluxe, the full edition was $80.
Oh, as the full game by itself.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so but I believe if you want to upgrade, it's not 80. It's a cheaper cost to upgrade from the Challenger edition.
Probably, yeah.
Which I thought it was 30. Maybe it's 40. Either way, though, that's like the fuck. Like, so they don't even.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It's a whole heaping mess. And so like what seemed to be a
70,
really
my bad.
for the upgrade.
For the Ascended edition, which is like the biggest edition.
Okay, well, I don't know what this deluxe edition exactly is. I know what it is. It's the game and the expansion. At least that's what I thought.
Okay, but here's the thing: the deluxe edition is $30.
Okay, so
I could buy it right now for $30.
So it's like, why?
So it's not even like you don't even get like a discount.
If you wanted to give me a teaser, just give me like then give me a demo. Just give me a proper fucking demo. Like if you wanted to give me a teaser of the game, don't do it this way. And
or the first hour of the game or something.
And waste one of the PlayStation Plus picks. You know what I mean? Like it could have been for something so much better. You know, and since the PS5 has launched, the PS5 picks have been utter garbage, and it's almost making me upset.
They got a lot to pick from.
And I get it, but there's still some good shit that's out there. You know, there is some.
Are they going to give you the whole goddamn library?
There is some good shit, and even if it's a cross-platform game, that's fine. But still, that it's just this since the PS5 has been out, they've been so bad. Like this hasn't been a good year. I've only downloaded like a couple of games for PlayStation Plus, honestly. Yeah. Anyways, that was it. That's all the fuck ups from this week since we last talked. It's been really fun to watch. Anyway, so we're gonna kind of cover two main topics kind of quickly here today. The first one is gonna be the Game Awards. So as of today, December 8th, the 2021 Game Awards are tomorrow, December 9th. I won't be able to watch them because I'm gonna be driving. Right when it starts, because it starts at 5. I'll be able to catch like a half hour.
There's no like live cast that you can just listen to.
Oh, I mean, I would for something like that. I'd rather watch, but or at least have playing visually so I can take a glance because it's going to have a lot of announcements and stuff. And so, yeah, if I was going to be home, I would just watch the whole thing or at least have it in the background. I'll be there for like a half hour of it, but that's it. But yeah, there's going to be like 10 or 12 like actual game announcements, like new game announcements and stuff like that. And I guess a lot of these games are actually going to like about half of them are going to be on new IPs, according to Jeff Keighley, the host of the awards show. And he's
Jeff Keighley.
I don't know. I'm Jeff Keighley. I don't play games, but I'm somehow the like fucking biggest game person in the world. Like I've never seen that man play a single game in my life. I have never seen this man. Like I'm like, how did he get into this industry? And I've never seen him actually consume the industry that he's a part of. Like it blows my mind. It blows my mind. Like he must have just started as like some kind of just news reporter.
I mean, how did Donald Trump become president without ever being a politician ever? Like he still hasn't been a politician ever. Like,
okay, I'm not even going near that. So I'm not even going near that, buddy. So yeah, yeah, so I'm really excited for it. I'll definitely be checking out the announcements on Friday morning. I'm really excited for Friday morning. The only thing I know for sure is getting announced is the Sonic 2 trailer is getting shown tomorrow.
Yeah,
that's the only thing I know for sure. And
has Tails in it.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I would say I'm pumped, but I am.
I still have not seen the first one, so I don't know.
It's pretty solid.
That's what I hear. Good. I just haven't seen it.
It's pretty. I mean, I kind of had my expectations low, you know. But you don't have to. It's actually a much better film than you might expect it to be, even if you're not the biggest Sonic fan, which I am not. I'm just a video game fan, so I saw it mainly for that. Well, also because I saw it with Travis, and he loves Jim Carrey, and obviously he's the Doctor, and so he probably was seeing it mostly for Jim Carrey. But yeah, there was a zinger for me personally, where like Sonic gets hit with a tranquilizer dart, and the way he falls from like the table to the floor was so fucking like fast and hilarious. Like I actually like outburst of laughter, which I think bothered people next to me. It kind of caught me off guard, but
You
like
do
it was,
laugh fairly loud.
well, normally yes, but like that one was like an outburst. Like it was louder than I was expecting. Like it shocked me. Like like because it was so fucking dumb. It was just like boom. Like when he felt so good. The animation was so fast. It kind of caught me off guard. It was really good. But yeah, the movie's overall pretty solid. And yeah, Tails shows up at the end. He's like the stinger at the end of the movie. And then so I was like, okay. I think Knuckles might be in it too. Oh no, he is, because he's voiced by Idris Elba. Which
Ooh,
was like, what? I mean, I'm not mad, but what?
I'll take it, bro.
I mean, it's like,
Love me
yes,
some
what?
Idris.
I mean, me too. Trust me, man. I'll be the first one in line. But yeah, so that's one thing I know for sure. But I mean, like, I don't even know what to predict, right? I don't know, right? Anything could get announced at the fucking show. Like, we saw Wolf Among Us 2 get announced at that show before. Like Batman, the Telltale series got announced at that show. You know,
Yeah,
like Marvel's
where the
Avengers.
is Wolf Among Us 2?
I know, right? Where is it? So hopefully, maybe we'll
God
get
damn.
announced. Maybe we'll get an update on that. Because that was, I think I like that more than I like the Walking Dead Telltale series. Like that one was,
Yeah, if
for
there was
me, that.
more story
Mm,
to get invested in, Wolf Among Us I think would be better. It was better written, but the Walking Dead just had more story to get invested in, so that's why I'll take it.
well, but yeah, I love that too. So we'll have to see. Maybe we'll see. But like, it's exciting. I know you're not gonna watch it, but
No.
or even
I'll
probably
watch the
read.
highlights.
Will you? I don't know if
Yeah,
you'll do that.
yeah, I will. I'll
All
see
right,
it
all right.
eventually.
All right, well, maybe next week we'll talk about our biggest takeaways from it, like what
There
we
we
were
go.
most pumped for. But yeah, so that was like the first major thing. That is a big deal because we haven't really
Mm.
had any like really good proper like shows this year. I think TGS got canceled. PAX Australia did nothing really happen there. I don't think PAX South happened. Um, our Comic Con. Oh, Seattle's Comic Con actually was last weekend. It got postponed, but like nothing really came out of it. Sometimes stuff comes out of Comic Con, but not this year. The San Diego one I don't think happened. PAX didn't happen this. Wait, no, I think it did. It was a virtual show, but like by not happening, I mean physically.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I don't think Gamescom in Germany happened this year, at least not physically. I think the only thing that happened really was E3, which was still like a virtual event. Xbox had their showcase, I think, a month or two ago, um, which I don't remember if anything. I think some things got announced. I don't remember what. And then Sony had like out of their stupid PlayStation State of Play things, they had like a big one in September, which that
Yeah,
one
the
was
one
actually
that was
pretty.
like Wolverine
Yeah,
and Spider-Man and
that
stuff,
one
yeah.
was probably their E3 of the year. Honestly,
Mm.
like that one was actually pretty good. Um, but other than that, that's about it as far as like really good big shows of,
Well, let me
substantial
make a
information.
prediction. Let me
All
make a
right,
prediction. My
go ahead.
prediction with Bethesda having they have been over the last month or so they've been continuously drip feeding Starfield information.
Have they?
Yeah, they have
Okay.
on like basically like a behind the scenes Starfield, like
Oh,
their
pay
like
attention, I guess.
gaming philosophy when it comes to Starfield and all their other franchises, stuff like that.
All right.
I think we'll get the first gameplay.
Gameplay.
I think we'll get the
You think
first
we'll get a release date?
gameplay trailer. Release date, I don't know, maybe that would be a big thing, but I think we'll get a gameplay trailer. Now whether it's actual gameplay or a gameplay trailer, who knows. But I think it'll probably be a gameplay cinematic trailer, more that we got than just the little like thing that they had. I think we'll actually get a gameplay trailer of Starfield.
I think we'll probably also get some more information then on Elden Ring as well. 'Cause I think that was
Yeah,
announced
Elden
officially
Ring.
at the Game Awards, I think a year or two ago. I think we'll probably get. I know we already got a gameplay demo. Oh no, there was
Mhm.
the network test, but I think we'll get some more information on that too. And I'm hoping for at the state of play, there was that interesting like cyberpunk ninja game with like that samurai chick. It was like made from Platinum Games. I'm hoping we get more on that. Because like I think what we got was like a no, we got like a we got like a nice little teaser with like had a little bit of cinematics with like a little bit of gameplay, but like it was all like in a prepackaged like video. I'm hoping we actually get just a proper like 10-minute game or 5-minute gameplay session of just gameplay, because that one looked really cool, really interesting, and I would like to see more about that. And yeah, and I'm also hoping out. I mean, it doesn't matter to me because I don't have a Switch, but we might also. I'm hoping we get some more stuff on Bayonetta 3. That'd be cool. I know we got one one of their one of Nintendo's Treehouse things, or Nintendo Directs. There we go. Nintendo Directs some earlier this year. But I hope we get more, because that game is quiet as far as like news. And then I saw an article, actually, speaking of Bayonetta, about like, because people were still like, bro, Bayonetta 1 and 2 next gen, on something not Nintendo related, like Bayonetta 3. The creator was like, hey, you gotta stop talking to me, you gotta talk to Nintendo. If
and
you want it to
Nintendo's not
happen,
gonna do that.
talk to Nintendo. They've let go of other Nintendo properties that weren't their own before. It's happened. So
We'll see.
and we did get Bayonetta 1 with Vanquish remastered on PS4 and Xbox One.
True.
So
True.
We'll see. Maybe. Honestly, if Bayonetta 2 comes to PS4 or 5, whatever, I will be a happy boy. Like, and then if Bayonetta 3 ever happens, I'd be a happier boy. But like, oh yeah, to have the Bayonetta trilogy on my PlayStation would be amazing. I love Bayonetta. I think that was like the last time I was truly like heartbroken from the games industry. Like, I don't usually let things bother me because I don't give a fuck. But when I was like in college, I think my freshman or sophomore year of college, I was just looking at the news as I do, and I saw an article. It was like Bayonetta 2 is only coming to Nintendo Wii U, and I was like, no. I clicked on the article, I read the whole fucking thing. I was like, no. When they were like, and then the director was like, well, Sony and Microsoft didn't support it, so only Nintendo. I was like, Sony, what have you done? No, how could you not support this? And then like they had like the shock of the stratosphere because of all that.
And I love I love that Nintendo's the one that supported them after they got.
Oh, I know, right?
The game with the dude with the tattoos from Platinum, Devil's Third, and that was trash.
Yeah, it was terrible.
Yeah, they're just like, yeah, that game, sure. So let's like
we believe in you guys.
Like Bayonetta obviously was much better, but like I guess they also did Wonderful 101, right? That was Platinum.
Yes, that's also them.
So I mean, they have other ones, but so I guess they had one really big flop, and then Wonderful 101 is wonderful.
Oh, right, it's all right. It's better than Devil's Third, but it's not like amazing. Yeah. But then Bayonetta 2 comes out, and it was like fucking game of the year, and it was like the best game on the Switch that's not Mario or Zelda, and
on the console that no one had.
Which made me so much more mad. I was like 9s and 10s everywhere. Bayonetta 2, and I was like, no, like that could have been on my PlayStation. I was so mad. I'm still bitter about that. Like, I am still bitter. Like, that will be a day negative 1,000 purchase from me if that ever comes to PlayStation. Ever. I don't even care if it's 10 years from now. I will buy that shit immediately. Nintendo, let go of Bayonetta. I need it so bad. The last time I was almost as heartbroken was when Rise of the Tomb Raider was announced as an Xbox exclusive, but they were like, psych, just for 1 year. So I was like, okay, heart attack averted, because I was gonna have a heart attack. Anyways, no more of that. Here's the main thing, people. So over the last couple weeks, maybe you've heard, David heard about it. So you don't, despite any rumors, reports, whatever have you, if you thought about it, Sony was going to have an answer to the Xbox Gamepass.
Because as you may have heard on this channel, you may have heard me talk about this thing called Game Pass on the Xbox. Pretty great.
So as everybody knows, even if you're not an Xbox person, whatever, everyone knows about the Game Pass. It has kind of changed the delivery of games. It has changed like the exposure of people, especially small or big developers, getting their games out to the public. Now I don't know how well it's doing for Microsoft's bottom line, but as far as the consumer's concerned, this has been one of the most pro-consumer moves, tactics ever, in my opinion. in this industry. And we've had a long line of shit. So it's not hard to do much better. I mean, beyond like the ongoing controversy with pre-orders, incentives, with the disaster that was online passes, to the short-lived only online shit that Xbox tried to pull, or at least they started that initially. It was mostly on them, even though obviously Nintendo and Sony could also have done it, but Microsoft they took the L for that one. So yeah, I mean, we've had some and of course microtransactions and shit like that. That's ongoing. So like this has been an amazing thing for consumers, gamers, whatever have you. So it was a matter of time before Sony made a something to counter it, because even though they're still leading the hardware sales market, we don't know by how much though, but it's a foregone conclusion that they are. Even though they are, and even though they destroyed it last generation, you can't deny the consumer like want and need for something like the Game Pass. Even though, even if Sony fans, Sony people, owners like may be content with what they have, like we would kill for something like the Game Pass. Even if it's like half as good, we would kill for that, because what we have in as a response does not cut it. Yeah. PlayStation Now is not a response to the Game Pass. Well, it never has, it never will be. Hold on, I'm almost done. And with the PlayStation Plus picks being pretty atrocious, it just makes that absence of something like this even greater. Because yeah, I've heard Xbox's games with gold have been kind of like meh, but like honestly, with the Game Pass, it's honestly, you guys are just honestly, I imagine I'd just be happy that we're still getting extra free games.
I have not checked out the Games for Gold Pass forever.
Months. Yeah, because like why would you, right? Because there's so much more on the Game Pass. But like the fact that you still even get that is like, that's kind of nice, right? They could have just shut that off, right? And just been like, no more, because the Game Pass is here. Why would you need that? But they're like, nah, here's a couple more, right? So it's like the fact that like that's our like, yeah, we have an answer to Xbox Live, PS Plus, but like with those games being shit and PlayStation Now being another subscription service on top of PlayStation Plus being a separate subscription service, it's like, we don't have something that's as good or even close to that, and we want something like that. And so there's been reports. Now, we don't normally on this podcast speculate on rumors per se or reports. And I personally don't like to follow them, because I'd rather just wait for something official. But this is kind of big, so we're going to make an exception. Last week, it was put out that Sony is in the works of making a PS Plus competitor. It's called Project Spartacus for now, according to the report. And it is due to launch sometime next year, I think in the spring. And there's going to be supposedly 3 tiers. I forget what the fuck they are, but there's 3 tiers. And I know that it's supposed to combine Plus and Now together. So it's just one, which is great. Okay, because it was stupid having 2 separate things. But only thing I remember though was that the top tier allowed you to play legacy titles from the PS1 and the PS2 and the PS3. Now, how that's going to happen, I don't know. I hope it doesn't come out as disastrous as Nintendo Switch's online situation, because I mean, it sounded great at first. Nintendo Super Nintendo games, people love those. Here's N64 games, even better, right? Like, as part of your subscription, you got to pay like a little extra, but like it was already cheap to start off with, so it's not a big deal. It's like, here's 20 extra bucks, and you can play all the here's like all these Super Nintendo and N64 games you can play. All right, cool, that's fine. I could pay 20 extra bucks for getting all that extra shit. And so it's kind of like what they're doing with this seems to be what they might do with the PlayStation thing. And but I hope it's not as disastrous. I forget what happened with the Nintendo situation, but I just hope it doesn't come out with problems. Like there's like, I don't know, 3 games for each legacy console, right? Like you can choose from these 3. Like, there's like 1,000 games, right? For PlayStation. Yeah, but here's 3. But if this happens, I don't think it's gonna. I mean, it's not gonna. I mean, Sony's already winning, right? So it's like whatever. But this will be a big deal. Yeah. This will be a big deal. Mm-hmm. And depending on how they execute this, Microsoft's gonna have. They're gonna keep their eyes open. But how do you feel as a mainly Xbox guy?
So first off, the tiered system is weird. Like if they make it worth it, like if every tier is like reasonable, like if the lowest tier is still a good service for the amount of money they put out, then cool. Like, I'm afraid that it'll be just like basically if you don't get the highest tier, then fuck you kind of thing.
Yeah.
Which is not a good consumer thing. Like, you have to make every tier worth it. But my brain, when I first heard this news, was like, okay, it is amazing and I love it. Like I said, I'm downloading Halo right now. Would I have gotten Halo? Would I have played Halo if it was not free day one on Game Pass? No. But because it is, yeah, I'm gonna download it. I'm gonna play through it, and I'm gonna play a game that I never would have played before, and I might even play the the multiplayer. And who knows? Maybe I'll spend money on it. I won't, but that's the business,
Yeah, that's the idea.
behind this kind of thing. Can you imagine, like, so, like, okay, so there's like Halo, there's Gears, Forza, Flight Sim, like we've talked in the past how Xbox now they bought a whole shitload of things, so I cannot wait until
for now
freaking Adowd comes out, or if they
like 2 years from now,
2 years from
now it's gonna be a big deal. We're gonna be talking about a whole bunch of Xbox games.
Or whatever. They will remake fucking Fallout New Vegas.
Oh, dude, I'm gonna be so mad if they remake it. It's just an Xbox exclusive.
But anyway, so we'll get a whole bunch of stuff day one. But, like, can you imagine this comes out and they're like, hey, guess what? Every Sony exclusive game on this thing, day one, free. Boom. Fucking
with the repertoire they have.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The old Spider-Man game, the new one, fucking Wolverine coming out. Like, if they were just like, yeah, every Sony made game from their studio, day one, free. That would be crazy. Just that would be huge. Like, they wouldn't even have to put any third-party games on there, and it would still be huge.
Yeah.
So, like,
how many they have? Yeah.
Exactly. So, like, to me, if they do that, they win. If they don't do that, if they're just like, some shit like what they do with PlayStation Now. Like, there's a lot of games on PlayStation Now. They're just like it's been better. But what PlayStation Now used to be is it was just like shit games that no one wanted to play. Like maybe not shit games, but not the games everybody wanted to play. So
I think you're confusing that with PlayStation Plus, because there's been a lot of shit with PlayStation Plus that no one wants to play.
Like, if they do that, they win. Like, as long as it works well, like, I'm sorry, I love my Game Pass, but that beats Game Pass. That beats any game that Game Pass is put on Game Pass.
The biggest thing is that they have to be downloadable forever. Sony is so bad with that, because
here's the thing. Okay, so even for Game Pass,
I thought you get it forever.
No, once it's off the service, it's off the service.
Okay, so is that just with Xbox Live Games with Gold then?
Yes, just Games with Gold you have forever.
Oh.
Yeah, so
I'm sorry, never mind Sony.
Yeah, this thing is just like Netflix. So, like, once it's off the service, it's off the service. And if you want the game, you need to go buy it.
Rotates. Okay.
But that being said, all of their games, at least to my knowledge, has been and will be on the service forever. But the third-party games eventually fall off the service.
Okay, that was a mistake on my part.
And Microsoft has kind of gotten, or kind of like, this might be their way into the always online thing. You have to be online to use these games too. If you go offline or your internet goes out, you can't play your Game Pass games.
You have to download them, right? I mean, you may not be able to keep them, but you have to download them.
Yeah, you download them, you do not stream them. So the game is great, but, like, the game quality is good. That doesn't matter on the internet. It just, you have to be connected to the internet for it to verify that you have Game Pass, so you can continue to play it.
Oh, it's the verified Game Pass.
Yeah. So, or,
too bad they can't find a way to just link it to, like, an account, right? To where, like, it just, even if you're not online, it still knows that you're a Game Pass subscriber.
Again, but then if you weren't connected to the internet, it wouldn't be able to update. So if a game fell off, and you were not connected to the internet, you would still be able to play that game until you connected to the internet again.
Good point. Good point. Good point.
And they probably get data for how many people download and play the games, and that might be considerate of what games they put on there, how people get paid.
That's a good point. I mean, because like you said, it's like Netflix, and like you have to be online. You need to have internet connection to connect to Netflix at any time. So,
but like I said, this well, if you have premium Netflix, which is another tier, you can actually download.
Oh shit! I don't know. Maybe they'll do a premium version of this thing.
Whatever.
Of
but
Spartacus.
But overall, to keep this short, these are my feelings. I'm happy for it. Whenever I get a PlayStation 5, I'm gonna get it, especially if it's what I have in my head, or anything close to that. I'm gonna get it. I'm excited. You and me have talked about this a lot. I love competition. We love competition within the gaming industry.
I do too.
So if this makes Game Pass better, and then in turn it makes PlayStation's thing better, I'm all for it. This is just better stuff.
Still Nintendo just hanging out by
Nintendo doesn't need the fuck. They're just like, hey guys, guess what? Metroid 4, boom, buy my stuff, bitch. And we're just like, yeah.
It's like Sony and Microsoft will be fighting over Game Pass shit, and Nintendo's be like still fucking around with the N64 debacle and everything.
Nintendo Switch Online. Like they don't even do that. They're just like, hey guys, Zelda Breath of the Wild 2, have you heard of it? Oh, all of our Switches have sold out? No. Sorry, Sony. Sorry, Microsoft. We put out one game and we outsold it. Like that's all we need.
One game per year. We still don't sell you. Anyways, I'm all about competition as well. I love it. That's why I don't understand people who get mad at exclusives. It needs to happen. Like otherwise, why the fuck? Which I'm still like a little like upset, and you talked about it too. With Xbox not having true Xbox Series X exclusives, like they should. Eventually, and I hope they do sooner.
Eventually, technology will just advance enough to
now. Starfield definitely will. I mean, that's the foregone conclusion. There's no way that's just going to run on Xbox One or PS4.
I hope it doesn't because
it's not coming to PS4
because it just shouldn't. So they would have to drag it down to meet the requirements.
We don't want to drag it down, but honestly, obviously, I mean, should we come to a surprise? I'm most excited for the legacy shit, whatever that's going to mean. I am most interested in that because I also want to know how it's going to be implemented. Because like you can play some PS3 stuff on PlayStation now, but like one is streamed. So like for someone like your place, that probably would fucking suck, right? Like where you're at, and for a lot of people, like the streaming is just not an option, right? And two, it's like, I mean, yeah, it's cool, but like main thing for me is like I want to be able to play like old stuff again that I already have on PS3, but like play it again on like a new system, and they actually have like they updated like trophy lists and stuff. That would be awesome. But if not, just like a resolution bump or like a frame rate bump or something like that would be really nice. But also like I would hope that they would actually have like a really good like robust selection of classic games too, right? Like I mean with Xbox's back compatibility thing, they last added like 70 games a couple weeks ago, which was their last update for that program. And so it's like, I don't know, 500, 600 something titles, 360 games, and like, I don't know, 30 Xbox One original games. And like the genres all over the place. Like there's a little something for everybody. Even has like really obscure titles, which like Rumble Roses 2 was on there. And that is the last game I was expecting to ever be announced in that program. Like, I mean, yeah, it was an Xbox exclusive, so I guess I could see why. But still, like, that game? Like that game's demographic is literally horny 15-year-olds and RJ. Like that's it. Nobody else. And so it's like I couldn't believe it when I heard it. But like, they even got like they went out and got some like lesser known titles or like less than stellar titles. And I hope Sony does that with like whatever PS1, 2, and 3 games they want to bring, because I don't like just the big budget shit. Like I do like some of the more obscure games and more like not as huge titles, and a lot of other people do too. So if they actually do eventually, maybe not at launch, but if they do eventually continually, if they actually are really like supportive of this program for the legacy stuff and really continuously add it, even if it's on a rotating basis, that's fine. even if those games are on rotating basis, okay, I can live with that. But yeah, that would be amazing. Now, yeah, that's a huge tall order for Sony. Obviously, they've been on longer than Xbox, and they have way more games that they would have to emulate or whatever have you to get it on there. But if they did that, man, like, because if we want to talk about tiers, like, okay, if the basic tier, like you said, like if it's priced fairly and it's like everything works as it should for the tier you have, great. Like, so I imagine, like, I think the first tier was just basically like what you have at PS Plus already, something like that, just standard PS Plus with online play. If that like went down to like $40 and it went up like $10 with the other two tiers, so like $60 gets you not just online play, but like your PlayStation games, your PlayStation Plus games, and then you get all these like you get that legacy stuff or whatever, and then you have the Game Pass stuff. Like, okay, cool. However, I know Game Pass is like for the year is like $120, $150 or something like that. So it probably would be something more like along those
for the
lines.
3-month card is $45 for both Game Pass and
Yeah, I know the
Live.
3 months 45. Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, I know they combined it. So like I know that's what they're trying to do with this combined PlayStation Online with this Game Pass type thing. So I guess maybe the first tier actually would probably be better to stick at 60, and then it maybe goes to like 80, and then
Yeah,
maybe
that's probably
120
more in
or
line.
something
Yeah.
like that. Yeah, you're right. I didn't think about the price. I forgot about the price of Game Pass. For a year at least. We're talking about year prices, by the way, not monthly or 3 months. We're talking year. Um, and if that's the case, all right. If it's good enough, if there's enough legacy content, and there's as much or like something within like I even give like 75% less than what Game Pass usually has, which is like what like about 100 games at any
More,
given
yeah, but
time.
yeah.
Like even if it's like 70 or something, and they're good titles, what's worth it to me? That's worth it to me. Like, and I think that's worth for a lot of people. Yeah. So what this is going to be we're not going to talk about this too much unless more concrete information gets out. But I felt it was worth it to talk about this and kind of get our thoughts out because this would be a big deal if it comes to like realization. Now, Sony being Sony, as of late, they're probably not going to announce anything at the Game Awards tomorrow. I highly doubt that. They're probably going to announce it on their own terms, and it probably won't be till like probably late winter next year, 2022. If it's even a thing, if you never hear us talk about this again, it never became a thing. So, this is going to be the last time we talk about this unless we get concrete, like from Sony, like officially from Sony. That'll be the next time you hear about us talk about this. Otherwise, like in passing, we're just joking that Sony doesn't have one. We're just like, come on, Sony. Other than that, we're not going to really talk in depth about this like we did today. But anyways, that's going to wrap up this podcast today. Thank you for watching. We enjoy all of you guys who do. If you like this, drop a like, hit that subscribe button. If you guys are new, hit that bell. If you want to see more of this, we do this every Sunday. But during the week, we put out like a little Let's Play style things, trying to sprinkle a little bit of comedy in there. I'm usually playing with mostly with my buddy Travis, but every once in a while I like to mix it up, and I got games going on with him. We play sometimes virtually online together through some Houdini magic. And with that, that's going to wrap up this one. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Bye.